today. Hey,
What?
I've had a week.
But
Try it again.
Okay, I know, good, okay. Here we go. All right, traditional test. Given in person at or near a radio program. An exam is given to the applicant. Test book and answer sheet was provided. A panel of 3 VEs graded the exam. Each VE grades the exams independently and compare the results with the other VEs. In other words, we had to add 3 VEs.
The rest of it's not right.
Huh?
The rest of it doesn't seem right. We do it with this.
No, this is how, this is the traditional way.
Okay.
How it used to be.
That is traditional. I've got that.
That's correct, okay. Each VE signs the FCC forms, like Form 605, CFCE. The contact VE reviews the results, submits them to DEC W5YI, who in turn sends it to the government. Okay, I got a story. One day, we did 20 applicants. Paper. I remember this. Okay. I had to print out 26 tests in case somebody failed and wanted to take another test. Okay. We had one runner. There, right there. Maybe somebody else helped him. Two. We had to have 3 VEs, right? So they were sitting over here. We had to have 3 VEs, 3 or 4 other people to print and fill out the CSCE. So it ended up that we had 10 or 12 people to run these tests. Then, when the test was finished, we had the runners come pick them up, take them over there to have them graded. Okay. Then the people over here on the CSCEs had to fill out the forms. Then they had to go back over and sign them again. Get it out. And then the following day, we took all the information over to W5YI. Happened to be over in Arlington, so we could drive over there to drop all that information off. Then W5YI would have to take the Form 605 and put it into the computer before they could send it to Washington. It's paper. Okay, excellent. Along come 2019, COVID. The FCC, the VEC needed a way to find a way to give amateur license testing because it shut it down. Exam tools filled that void. Online testing has been around for over 10 years, but wasn't widely used. Okay, next one. Exam Tools website was designed to administer the FCC exam, but the FCC approved. The website performs several critical processes. Generates the forms, maintains the database of applicants and applicants for licensing, generate a unique test. Well, stop to think about this. When we had the paper test, we had to ensure that we weren't giving the same test to the people next to them. We don't have to worry about that because of the way the program is designed. They have questions for the technician, the general, and the extra class license. Now, I want y'all to look at something, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Let's say there's 500 questions in a tech. There may be 600 questions in the general. And there may be 800 questions in the extra. That amounts to what? 5, 6, 11 plus 8, 19 questions, 1900 questions. All right. In July, we're going to have a new tech. The following year, we're going to have a new general. Following year, we're going to have a new extra. And each time using paper, we had to throw all the old test stuff and pre-print. I'll take it in all on for the paper. But exam tools don't have to do that. Somebody else does that for, which we'll talk about. Okay, the forms are generated for the FCC. It maintains database for the applicants. Generates unique tests for the FTC approved for tech, general, and extra. Automatically grades completed exams. And permits immediate email of the CSCD. Excellent. Now go back to the phone. Okay. No, it doesn't. Okay.
Your pointer.
It will work.
There it is. See it?
Can you see it?
I can't now, yeah. Light off, you might see it a little better.
Okay.
No good.
I can hold it still. The top form on that thing right there is for the applicant. The middle one is for the VEs. And the bottom one's for the VE documentation. Okay, go ahead. Exam tools began over 14 years ago to modernize amateur VEs. Okay, that's 2016. It's probably was out there sooner than that. And the big thing, it was started in Alaska. That's where it was started. And the reason for it is these dudes were out in the boonies, right? And the only way they could get either Fairbanks, Anchorage, or wherever was they either take the boat, fly a seaplane. Exam tools, exam study was designed by Richard Bateman, KD7 Bravo Charlie, and a team of volunteers. Excellent. Exam tools allows the VEs to administer grade exams via computer or paper. VEs digitally sign and submit required forms electronically. Workload is greatly reduced. Applicants typically receive their license within hours of completing of exams. All right. You had 12 people to do paper. We generally in there in that room have 5. We don't have to go to Arlington anymore. It's all done electronically. Okay, next one. Testing. We're going to prepare the test, configure the test environment, preparation, administer, test completion, forms review, final steps. Next. Remote and in-person tests are similar. In person, you need 3 VE. The remote requires 4. Why 4? Because if one VE has trouble with the internet, that 4th one can slip in there and you don't have to invalidate it. Suitable environment, ensure the area is free of test aids, remove distraction and devices, prepare the device test for testing. Next one. Prior to the person testing the VEs must prepare the test, prepare the facility. Okay, this is for paper. Next room, we move the tables around, set the chairs up. Distribute the tablets, remove distractions, study aids, ensure the applicant following devices are removed from the test area. Okay. Prior to remote, the VEs must prepare themselves and the applicant for the test. Applicants and VEs must use the computer, may use the computer, laptop, or smartphone. We use the Zoom, scan the room, clear the desk, remove headsets, earbuds, smartwatches, put the cell phones away, remove or cover the monitors. All right. We had a student come in here one night, a paper exam. And we had a policy back then that if an individual failed a test, we would give them another test for free. He sat down, he was doing a test. He did first come through, he made 23. He said, I want to take the other test. Okay, take another. He took the next one. He made 19. He said, hey, going the wrong way. Yeah, maybe you need to go home. Do I want to take it one more time? 14. Hey, it's going the wrong way. So that's when we changed. If you want to take the test again, it's going to cost you 14 bucks. Let's talk about the 14 bucks. We're charged $7 for every test we give. Paul keeps $7. Now, Paul has promised us faithfully that we're going to have a bash in Tahiti. That's $7.
$7.
$7.
It adds up, it's added up to $1,200.
My lifetime, it won't be in his lifetime.
Mine either.
Okay.
Yeah,
We had
right.
a guy for Zoom that wanted to take the tech. And he had his room was his wife's sewing room. And one of the things when you do the Zoom, you Zoom the room, right? To say that the room was kind of messy would be pleasant. Because it was a mess. We said, okay, can we go another room? How about the living room? Can't go there. What about the kitchen? Can't go there. Well, how about the bathroom? Can't go there. Why? Kids, things going on in the house, that sort of thing. Okay. So we ended up pushing some of the stuff off the table so that we could see where he was putting the computer and have room enough to see the 4 corners on the table. I would have loved to have been church mouse. To hear what went on when his wife got back into that story. Because there would have been a riot. Okay. Next. Preparation. The BEs can use tablet or PC. They open exam tools. And this is what they're doing, it's right up here. See, you get it right there. That's where he signs in right there. He logs in. And he has to use his name and his password. The VEs select a test session from a list of test sessions. Okay. Here's the deal. Right here, I don't know if you can see it right there. That's the PIN number. That's 3280. This is the number of VEs that'll be at the test. This is the VEs that will sign it, and when they're finished, this is the name and his FRN number. If you select this to up right here, you can monitor the test. That's how the applicant is doing. The VEs are assigned to the applicants. They can either do it themselves or they can have the lead do it. And there's absolutely no reason why all of the VEs couldn't be in all those sessions. No problem at all.
If I may expand on Jack, see on the right side. As it down, it opens that particular applicant up, and there you can monitor how sorry about that. That's it's not part of the program. There we go. And you can monitor it. That's where you're able to make some of the adjustments, like put your name in and that sort of stuff. And then across the very top of each of those, there'd be a little blue bar once they start to test. And as that bar progresses across, that says how they're doing. Also, on where their PIN number is, there are 3 segments where the VEs have to interact. And each time that the VE is supposed to interact, a little red symbol will appear over top of that PIN number. And a VE has to then take certain action. You allow them into the exam, you generate a test, and the final one is you grade the exam. And for each one of them, there'll be that little red dot up there.
Okay, each applicant's got to have 3 or 4 VEs, which we talked. Okay, what's next? All right. When the applicant is brought into the test, he'll be asked, or he'll have the lead station number, and you'll have his PIN number. In this case, it'll be 3280. Applicants are directed to take the exam. The VEs direct applicants to enter the VE lead call sign. Each applicant should have a PIN number. Instructions cards for taking the exam may be provided. Now, what about, we have found that if we put those instruction cards out there, they'll read the instruction cards and immediately they go to the test and start taking. So we try to hold them back. In exam tools, The VE authorizes applicants to start the exam and be sure you authorize all applicants.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I should have brought up.
VE. And then the VE goes over the format of the exam test, what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, VE solicits final questions and direct the applicants to begin their exam. Okay. Upon completion, when the applicant completes the exam, he selects grade exam. And keep in mind that as long as he does not select that grade exam, he can go back, he can change things, he can change his multiple, the arithmetic. And this is a sample of what the thing that your test looks like. On the very bottom is grade exam. And also it'll be on the top right hand side. If an applicant fails, the test is finished. The VEs have to sign it because they have to signify they're signifying that the test was done properly and there was no cheating. And the applicant may retake the exam, providing they pay. If the applicant passes, okay, in this case, we're starting with a tech going to a general, and he's got 35 questions. 35 correct? You turn around and ask him, have you studied for, and are you prepared to pass your next exam? If he has studied at that score, he could, it usually is 21 to 25 questions correct. And he may be lucky and hit the 26. If on the other hand, he has not studied and wants to take the exam, it'll be between 11 and 18. Let's see. Chooses to take, okay, when the applicant completes the exam, all exams, they will be directed to review the forms. All right. Now, you see this top section right here, right there? That'll be the second time that the applicant will see that picture. And what you're going to ask them is, well, we know what the FRN number is because we check it. What we're interested in is making sure that they have their email and their phone number, because that's how the feds are going to get hold of them. Then the third time that you'll ask, they'll see that is when they go to form 605. Now, here's the problem. If they see a mistake on their form 605, and they ship it to Washington, it takes it out of the automatic portion, puts it in to the manual. If the FCC is working and the stars are aligned and the squirrels in the cage have been fed, Lord only knows when you're going to get your license. Wait until that you get the test before you change it. I mean, get your license before you change it. After you go over the form 605, you will go to CSCE. Okay. Come on, there you go. Come on, there you go. All right. The applicant will be directed to the 605 CSE, which we said. The applicant will type their name in the designated area. Well, this is assuming that we see the CSE. When you get below the CSCE, on the top bottom right hand corner will be closed. Then you scroll down. When you scroll down, you've got 4 bullet points, which pertains to the electronic signature. Below that though is, he prints his name, the applicant's name, and then the signature. The applicant is directed to log out. The exam is complete. The tablet is now ready for another test. Okay. What's next? The lead will ensure that all proctors sign the completed test. Well, when he gets this CSCE in the mail, he'll have all the VE's names, rankings, and serial number will all be there, plus his own signature. The lead will mark the exam complete. Then the lead will email the CSE to the applicant. Now, when that applicant receives that CSCE, in the general or extra, when he has it, he can exercise the privileges of that license. /HE for general, /AE for extra, until it's updated in the database. Completion of the exams. Let's see, go back one more. Very good. The lead will do the final of the test session and forward the information to W5YI, which in turn goes to Washington. All right. Exam tools greatly simplifies testing process for VEs and applicants. So there's no doubt about that whatsoever. Used, and it can be graded by grade K. I don't know anything about it. I've never used it, but I can't help it.
I used it once, and you take a picture of it with your phone, you feed it in somehow, I forget the exact details. It grades the exam, and then exam tools processes it, just like it does the electronic ones.
Okay. The beautiful thing about this exam tool, I don't care where you are, what time of day it is, as long as you got a Wi-Fi, you can take a test. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Any questions? Okay. All right. Let's do a test. All right. When the applicant gets to there, this is where he'll sign in, right there. Join exam session. The VEs will log in. They have their name and their password. And the VE documentation. Next.
Yeah, we're doing that thing, so
Yeah. All right. We join the session. Paul puts in his code. And the PIN number in this case will be 3280.
3280.
Okay, the Jack's call sign, and then
3280. Join the session. Oh, what's wrong? Uh-oh.
oh, you know what? We gotta go back. I gotta start this over, and the reason we have, let's see if I can get back to it. You did not start the session.
Ah,
This is what the lead VEs need to do.
that's most of
So-
this, I'm gonna show you, a lot of it is done by Paul. Okay,
So here's you guys see this too, when you're logging into exam tools. And so you click on this thing, and here's what, remember how when you guys all remember this, they'll say, Paul, you need to start the session right here.
wait a minute before you change it.
Yeah.
You see this little dude right there? That's how you add an applicant,
Right here,
right there.
it says add applicant. So if someone walks in, you can add them in right here.
And you've done that.
Yes, we've done that.
Okay,
The other thing that's kind of new, just while we're talking about this whole screen, get up there, is, and it's for the, actually, I'm not gonna try to do it with the pointer. That little symbol up in the upper right corner
right there.
is for the calculator.
Yeah, it's a
Now,
calculator.
the applicant will see that on the left corner. Why is backwards like that? I don't know, but it is. Anyway, what we have to do here,
Wait a minute.
I'll wait, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Like Paul said, the applicant, his deal will be over here at the calculator. If he skips the question, it will be,
We can show them that on the test.
okay, all right.
So we are no longer allowing any calculators except these in the test. All
So
right.
you don't do the calculator, those little ones that you have.
No, I don't even bring them anymore because
Okay.
we're not going to allow to use anything but this. So we'll click start session here.
Yeah.
And we'll say, yes, this is your lead VE doing that. Now this thing is ready to go. So now we go back out. Join exam session. Now we'll try it. Let's see if it works this time. All right.
Very two eight oh.
Good. Now when we join the exam session, it should work.
Okay.
Now, actually, we've got to keep going back. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
No, just hold on a second.
Okay.
Hopefully. We got VE's got to let them in.
Remember the red symbol I told you about that would appear by the pen?
The red. Okay. Click that down.
Let's see if that'll let him in.
All right. Put my email in there. JACKHH1. There you go.
Got me working too hard here.
Good Yahoo.
Thing is, I'm working in the dark without my glasses. That help actually. Now you want everybody to know your password?
Yeah, ICOMMN 7300.
What is it? IC?
Icon 7300.
Oh.
Authorized. All right. Now, the applicant is at the door, ready to take the test. Start the technique. Oh, this is, as I said, this is the first time that you'll see that. Okay, go ahead, start the exam. We need another VE. Put in there E, the capital E. 1, 2. Capital U, S, R.
Oh, sorry, capital E, 1, 2.
Capital U, S, R, user.
Okay,
Password is PASSWORD 1, 2. Authorized. There's the test.
and over here, there's the calculator we showed you before. You can make it.
Okay. All right, now. I told you that if a question is skipped, it'll show up here in a yellow bubble with a number in it. All you've got to do is go to the number, and it'll take you to the tip. All right, let's skip the first question. Go down, use the,
Yeah, I'll get it. Okay, I want to point out something, 35, one of the things we sometimes tell the student, the applicant. And my pointer won't work with crap. See the 35 remaining in the upper right? That will count down as they go through the test. Sometimes. The other thing is in this lower right corner, the little black and white looking symbol, that actually will change the color of the background if they want to do it. We don't usually tell them that, but if they would complain to you or they would say, I can't read this or whatever, you can switch them to the different shades. And I don't think we've ever discussed that with anybody. All right, so now,
skip the question.
yes, sir, I'm gonna do that. If I can, let's see.
Use equal.
Equal, take me down. All right, let me try. It didn't skip.
All right, take one down.
I'm gonna trim the page down. Yeah, there we go, just page down.
Skip that one.
Yeah.
All right, hit equal. There, right there, stop right there.
Yep.
There is the question.
Yeah.
Go back up to 2 and put an answer. Right there.
There's the question that we skipped. Oh,
See how good how you guess. All right, now hit equal all the way through the 35.
Boy, I am good, huh?
Yes, you are. Stop it, go back to that, go back up. Now, if he wants to enlarge that, all you gotta do is put that mouse over that and click it, and it enlarges it. Go ahead and put it there. Click it again, it goes back to normal. Okay, equal. What?
Yeah, I know.
That's all right, it should show up.
Remember, it let me skip them before, so I gotta find it. I went too far. There we go.
All right. Now, there's the grade exam on the top right-hand corner. Go down to the bottom, there's grade exam. Grade exam.
Well, let me, just one other thing that people don't see too often. Let's see if I can take that out of there. Shoot. No, I can't. If you get down here at the bottom and you haven't completed all the questions, but you still want to grade the exam, you're just, if the app, then he shouldn't do it. But if the applicant says, I'm not going to answer that one question, I know I got all the others right, I'm just going to skip that. There will be another thing here. I forget what it says. That's what I wanted to show you, but I don't know. But it says something about basically they haven't done all the questions, but graded anyway. So I just want you to know that. There could be a second thing there. You do not have to explain this to the applicants, but I want you guys to know it's there. All right, so we need a grade exam. Now, this is the third time you'll get that little red dot next to the exam tools thing you're looking at.
Okay,
And then we go forward
go
again.
to capital E. 13 USR. His password is PASSWORD 13.
And authorize.
Pretty good, cool. You
Hey.
wow.
I'm impressed.
Okay. Now, when he sees that exam, the next question you're going to say to the student is, I have question number 36. Have you studied and are you prepared to pass your next exam? If the answer is yes, and he wants to take it, all you gotta do is slide over and select the general exam, and you're on your way. With that score between 21 and 25, if he's lucky, he'll get 26. If he hasn't studied, 11 to 18. Okay, let's finish session.
Okay. Finish and sign forms. And by the way, in the in-person test, on the Zoom test, we say, have you prepared? Are you prepared? Have you studied? And are you prepared to pass the next level? Because if he just sits there, it wastes all of our time and can make that Zoom session expand out. Because we have 3 VEs for every 1 applicant. In the in-person, we're a little looser about it. You want to take the exam, want to take the next, you want to give it a try, we'll let them do it because we've only needed 3 or 4 VEs, and we can have this, however many people are sitting in front of us. We still only need the 3 or 4 VEs. So we're a little looser in the in-person about if you want to give it a try. Jack, the first time I did it on paper, he practically bent my arm to take it. You take it. Go ahead and take it. You can take it. Go ahead, give it a try. Why don't you give it a try? You know how he is. And I missed it by 1.
Finish and sign. Gonna do this twice, aren't you? That's right. All right, here's the second time that you quiz him about his deal. His information. Go to form 605. This is what's going to be sent to the feds.
By the way, it looks just like that. It takes a while for it to populate.
That's the third time that you get a chance to make sure that the information is correct. Scroll down. Now, you'll notice the exam for upgrade and the new license grant. I certify that 6 bullet points which pertain to the electronic signature. And all that's saying is, I won't radiate your cat or dog. Close.
And
Let's go to CSC. Now, name, rank, and serial number. Notice what I told you, everything is filled out for you. Okay? This is a tech class. The other two are inked out. Scroll down. The three VEs will sign for them. They'll send it in the email and without the draft, plus his signature. Okay, close. Scroll down. All right, here's the 4 bullet points that pertain to the electronic signature. Below the red line, he prints his name. Scroll down. And sign it, Paul. Just scroll it across, whatever.
Get it in there.
Make it squirrely. Yeah. As long as that thing turns green, you're in good shape.
It's not turning green.
It's gonna turn green.
Well, you would think it would.
Let it go.
Try it again.
Scroll right straight across. All right, let up. Go down. Oh, come on, don't do this to me.
It's okay. I don't think anything shows up after this, other than the exit screens.
Okay.
Yeah, well, boy, it won't turn. I'll try to do a real good one, see if that helps.
Oh, I know why. Print his name out here, John Doe.
Well, of course, very good.
Gee whiz, all he had to do was one job. One job.
I do mine.
There you go. Sign it. Finish session. Log out. This is where you would say stop sharing. And I think if you go on up here to the main session. Get up there.
I don't know that I can get, let me try to see if there's anything.
We ought to be able to get right up to it.
No, you might in the real world. This is what, because this is the main session. This is where you put the next guy's information in. Now,
Right, it's right here.
That's just, I'll show you. I think I know what's gonna happen here, but I'll give it a try. I think this is gonna go like that. See?
Okay. Let's redo this.
So we'll get back to here. But you won't get back to that main one. It'll take you back here.
Well, let's go back. Well, if we can't get back to the main session, I want to show them what
What do you want? Because we put that.
print the forms. That's what I want.
Oh, you want to get back to us, to our thing. Okay. Let's see how to do that.
Anyways, it'll print all the forms for you. All printed out. All taken care of. And you send them all to W5YI. Here, take your bills.
No, they used to say it just proves.
I don't know, it works just fine at the house.
Well, let me try that. See, it's gonna go like that. That's not gonna. Let's go back to the whole thing. See, it just isn't gonna do that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna do this. Well, it's not. Let's see if I can get there. I won't take up.
Good heck, it's almost, yep, 50 minutes.
And see, we'll continue as Jack. And we'll go in, that gets us in, that's where you want, that's what you
That's
want to
what we
see.
want. All right, do you see there that number two? You got two people in there, now we gotta put another one, because we need three, right?
See, there's the people that have,
Okay. Select number two up there. See if we can get, well, you got that, see if we can add another one, there it is, assign me.
assigned VE. And I'll just assign Jack.
Yeah, there's three. All right, now go and select. We want to sign it.
Yeah, this is what you guys will be doing. So you got 3 signatures. You already have those signatures in.
No, I don't think so. But that's okay, that's it.
We can see what this is what one of them looks like. Well, that one,
Yeah, put mine in icon.
well, you got it, well. No, what's important here, you got a signature, but what you gotta put is the password.
Icon 73.
Was that you though?
If that's me.
Okay. And scroll down a little bit to find the first sign. It didn't like it. Because I think that's not the one that I cancel that. Yeah, when I went to the signature, we got the sign. I didn't hit yours, I hit one of the others.
Okay.
So here's yours. And
Make sure it's not capital letters.
it's not, shouldn't be. Now it did, what's it saying? And what is it?
Try
Access denied.
try
Forbidden.
use. Oh, I see, but try a new signature. There over. Just scroll.
Not sure if that works or not, but. Put that in there.
Took it.
It looks like it took it, yeah.
Gotta sign it.
I'm trying to get the sign, there it is. I was saying it, but then it's. Oh, no, it was access denied again.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it is. It's not taking your signatures. I suppose I got the password wrong.
Well, it could be. Never mind, forget it. See, go on up here and see if you can print those.
Okay, that should work. A couple things to do. Here's the grade cam thing right here. And again, that's where you just take a picture of it and then you. I forget the exact details, but with this, it will read the answer sheet and grade it. Here's you download, this is what I send. I download this and I download this W5YI and it's a little DAT file that I send on to W5YI. And then here's the forms. And we'll just look at final forms. You can look at everything, but final forms is what I look at before I send it in. And it has the tests, total number of applicants who tested, who passed, and who failed. It's got the applicant's information. It's got the VE information. And then as you go down, it shows the CSCEs. And this is quick form 605. By the way, this is the quick form 605 as opposed to the full 605 form, which I don't know if I've ever seen. But there's all the stuff. These would normally have the signatures in them if I could have made the signatures work. And then this then gives one other thing for each applicant. it shows the exam, and it shows the section, where the question came from and the correct answer. Or if they, and if they missed one, it'll show the incorrect answer, I think, with the correct answer next to it. And this is all, these forms are saved off, and these are also sent by me to W5YI, by the lead VE to W5YI.
All right, one other thing. There is only one important person in a test session. That's the applicants. It would be a sad day if the applicant failed the test, come up and said, there was too much noise, I was distracted. It's no wonder I passed, I didn't pass. Only one. And that's the applicant. And we try to facilitate it as easy as possible and a pleasant experience.
Having said that, things to consider in a Zoom test, we make it as pleasant as possible and we work with them as best we can. But you don't have to take a bunch of grief from them. And I've had people get surly. And if they go too far, they won't, and they refuse to follow the instructions of covering their monitors and making the room acceptable. We as VEs can say, maybe we need to do this test another time. We don't have to do the test if they're not going to work with us. That is particularly true on the Zoom sessions. In here, it's much less so because everyone's sort of in the same place and on the same page. But if they were to get nasty and surly, we can say, you know, maybe we should do this another time. Don't feel that you can't speak up. If you see something that's just not right, or you're not satisfied that they're not cheating, don't let them bully you into allowing them to have a situation that might be construed as cheating or actually be trying to cheat.
In a Zoom session, we record the situation. Therefore, don't sign early. Wait till you get the final results. And the 3 VEs agree that the test was given legitimately.
Yeah.
Because if you sign early, and the other two say, I think there was cheating, we got a problem. Now we can turn around and go back over the video and say, well, where do you think it was cheating? Let's talk about it.
Yep.
We don't have to worry about this on the in person because we're there, we're watching. Any questions?
And by the way, people do try to cheat.
Now, why do people
Yeah.
want to cheat? I mean,
It-
with the ham study, you got all the questions. All you got to do is try to answer it and then take some tests. It's got to be the thrill of get going. I mean, that's what it's got to be. Yeah.
It's harder to cheat than it is to study and pass the test legitimately. Except on Zoom. I actually can demonstrate ways that people could cheat that we can't catch them. But I wouldn't demonstrate that because I don't ever want anyone to think that figure out those methods that they haven't already thought of themselves. But there are ways that they can cheat. That's why we need to be fairly thorough in our examination of their test area. And you can tell attitude and has a lot to do with how they're, whether they're being legit or not.
In it now, mention.
That's right.
Yeah, always bring it up.
Mention it.
And yeah, let's talk about that for just a second. If during the middle of the test, you see something that is not right, you're not the lead, but you see something that doesn't look right to you. One of the big things is the person continuously looks off and stares completely off of frame. And stares, and then he comes back and he answers a question. You see that, nobody else says anything, but you're going, that doesn't look right. You can stop and say to the person, turn your microphone back on. Remember, we mute our microphones in the online exam. Bring your microphone back on and say, John, what are you looking at over there? And you might even have them show you again, use their camera or whatever to look over at what they're looking at. If you have a concern about it, do not be afraid to speak up. If you're on the fence and you're kind of antsy about it, and you let them finish after they've left, that's when we're about to all sign. Then you can go back and say, I just wasn't comfortable. And here's what I saw. And that's when we'll go back and check the video. But half the time, what will happen is the other two VEs will say, I wasn't comfortable either. It wasn't quite bad enough for me to say anything. I just wasn't sure. We all feel that. We all go there. So that's why we wait till the end to try before we sign it. But you can say something to the person. And if you're comfortable with Zoom, you can also use the chat to send a private message to the lead and say, this is not looking right. And get them to bring them in. If you're not quite ready to say something to the applicant yourself, but you want to get somebody else's opinion on it, you can bring the lead in and say, I don't think this looks quite right. And then get their attention. But again, you got to be comfortable with Zoom. You have to use the chat and all that. That's a whole different thing beyond the scope of what we're talking about today. But that is a way to deal with that.
Any questions?
Okay, chat was when you talked to the lead. What was the other one where you talked to the person? Everybody
Okay. Well, there's two things. Chat is the typing thing. It's a little.
at the bottom.
It's a little, yeah. You click chat and then you can type in something. It defaults to chat, to sending that message to everyone in the room or in your session. If you want to talk to just one person, like the lead, you can identify that person in the chat and type their message, and that typed message will go only to that person. Now, if you the other one I said was unmute your mic and just speak into the mic. That's when you're going to talk to the applicant, and you're going to say, "Hey, what are you doing? What is that? Why are you looking over there? What is it you're looking at? Or what is that? What is that? That looked like a piece of paper you got up there. Would you show me that, please?" You want to be nice. We try to be very nice, but we do say, we do want to be clear. So would you please show me that piece of paper I saw you pick up, or would you show me or tell me what you're looking at over there or down there? We had a case where a person had a drawer and they put their phone in it, and they had to stuff the cheat in it. And while they're taking the exam, they pulled the drawer out. And then, of course, then they look down, and you see their eyes. They almost looked like we were right, but they went down way too low. And when we had them, somebody stopped them and said, "Show me what you're looking at." And of course, they wouldn't. And then we say, "Okay, well, I'm sorry. Then we may need to do this another time."
And unmute is for everybody.
Unmute is when you're talking. Remember, in the Zoom, there's that little microphone. In fact,
Yes, that's for everybody. You unmute.
yeah, I can't.
Of course, if the others have got muted, they won't hear you.
No,
They'll
yeah,
hear
they
you.
will. They'll hear you.
Yeah.
Everyone will hear you. In the bottom right of your thing, and I'd have to go. Well, I can't go up to show you. We stop the share here.
I remember it from Zoom. The unmute.
Yeah.
You mute it as soon as they start to say.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay, let me go up.
Don't fall asleep.
But during the test, there it is. During the test, shoot, stay up. There it is, and this is gonna. Unmute, and now you're speaking into the microphone, and everyone hears you. And you say whatever you're gonna say. What are you looking at? What you doing? Again, you kind of want to choose your words carefully. We don't want to intimidate a person who isn't cheating, who just has wandering eyes or something. But that's how you do it.
And for the one person you pick, how do you pick the person you're gonna speak to?
Because there's a list
In the chat,
in the chat.
Yeah,
there's a
the
list.
chat.
I don't know if you can see my computer screen here.
Okay.
I can break, this is this chat screen, see that?
Okay.
And right now, if I type a message here, it'll go out to everyone. But if I want to, somewhere up here, I think it's
Pick one
this,
person, then you
I
just
can
hit
choose
that
one person.
right?
in the session, and I can chat with them
Okay.
and send them the message.
They're done, man.
Well, that would be, what I would recommend is when you get on your next Zoom session with the group, before the test starts, try to send a couple chat messages, couple tests. And just to get comfortable.
But Zoom is much harder than in person to me. I can
Well,
do it
yeah.
easier.
There's,
I can
because
see
you have
everything.
technical things that you have to do to.
Yeah, and I'm not good tech.
And when you're on Zoom, you've got actually two things you got to look at. I have three screens on my home computer. But you need to have the exam tools that you decide the things where we, authorize the exam and do all that. That's not on the screen. You need to have the Zoom screen up while you're looking at the, so you can look at the people with the person and the test. But then on another screen, you need to have exam tools up. So you can go in and monitor the test and, assign yourself and grade it and do all that.
I just have one screen.
Well, you kind of have to split them up.
Yeah.
Or swap back and forth, one or the other.
Share this.
That's
share the
all.
screen.
Well, no, she,
Split the screen, can you split the screen on your, computer?
well, yeah, it would,
I'm just looking at the computer and that's it.
You can.
well, no, but here, look on my computer here. See, I've got two. Let me get it.
You got three programs.
There we go. See, I have two windows open. So this could be this is exam tools
So how
here.
did you get the second window? What did you touch to get a second window?
Well, because I have two programs open. I have my Zoom session open. And then I have my exam tool session open.
How did you do that? How did you get
How
that
did you get
second
two
screen
screens?
on the?
Okay, well, I'll show you. So we'll close this down. And here's exam tool.
Yeah, you pull that up.
Okay, that happens to be what we're looking at up there. And then,
You ready?
then I just open, all you do is open another program. Or you open another session here. Here's,
Oh, so
it's harder to see because of my deal here.
I can get Randall to tell me. He's computer geek. I'm not. But
all you have to
Okay,
do
there we
is
go.
split your screen.
yeah, but I.
But here's the thing. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll open it.
Him, I need two screens.
So I'll just open another version of Firefox. All you do is open another program. And then you adjust the size of the windows.
I know how to do.
Okay, that's all you're doing. You're just adjusting the size of the windows.
I can adjust.
Okay. So this one would be exam tools,
That
and this would be the shared Zoom screen.
Yeah, where you can see what the guy's doing.
Exactly. Okay. Andy, well, go ahead, Jack. Good.
No, y'all done?
I'm done. That's all I needed to
What,
know.
what's for lunch?
I don't know. I'll
Well,
ask you
why
what we're
don't you?
doing. I don't know where we're going.
You might be going to Tahiti sometime.
No, no. Don't think so. But thank you guys very much. Thanks. I might watch again instead of signing in for that.
I'm going to stop recording.